Welcome back. Welcome back. We've got a big fat problem in this country, with up to 70% of us being overweight and more than 1 in 2 of us having some type of chronic disease. And it's not because we eat too much fat. It's because we don't eat enough of the right kinds of fat. And we eat way too much sugar and carbs. But there is one special type of carb. It's a superstarch that helps you lose weight. And I'm going to tell you more about it in a minute. So how could it be that the very fat that we thought made us fat and cause heart attacks has been found to do the exact opposite? It's based on this radical discovery that all calories are not the same. Sugar calories make you fat, and fat calories make you thin. Fat actually shifts your body into fat burning mode, and it prevents fat storage and it cuts your appetite. And the carbs, well, they shift your body into fat storage. They slow down your metabolism, and they increase your hunger and cravings. And metabolism is not a math problem. It's not about balancing energy or calories in and calories out. When you focus on quality and the composition of your diet, the rest takes care of itself. It's really that simple. When you focus on what you eat, the how much, it just takes care of itself. If you eat real food. You see, there's no such thing as junk food. There is just junk and there's food. Now, I've eaten low-fat, high-carb diets, and I've eaten low-carb, high-fat diets. And I've used all sorts of different diets with my patients. At points in my work, I've advocated for and prescribed low-fat vegetarian diets. But as the research emerged, which convinced me that fat was good, I changed my recommendations. Now, there's only one thing I am interested in for my own health and for my patients. What do we do to stay healthy and fit and thin? We eat more fat. I want to tell you about a few people who followed this advice. Daniel was over 300 pounds. He had rheumatoid arthritis and chronic pain and a whole list of symptoms. That's actually why I call myself a holistic doctor, because I take care of people with a whole list of problems. He was on 15 different medications. In the first 40 days, he got off all 15 meds and was symptom-free. In 10 months, he lost 110 pounds by eating 50% fat. And his wife, Rebecca, who I'm so happy to see here in the audience with us, who yo-yo dieted for years, lost 58 pounds. And Larry got off 42 units of insulin and all his diabetes meds and lost 50 pounds in 3 months. And another patient got off her insulin in just 3 days, and she lost 18 pounds in the first 10 days. Amazing, right? Now, a lot of that at the beginning could be water weight, which is actually a good thing because fluid retention comes from inflammation. And inflammation makes you fat and sick. Now, let's make this real for you so you can achieve your goals. It's time to answer the question that you all have. How can I lose weight and improve my health using this approach? First, eat more fat. The good fats. Olive oil and nuts and seeds and coconut oil, avocados, whole eggs, a little grass-fed butter, and wild fatty fish. And if you eat meat, eat grass-fed meats or sustainably raised poultry. Next, take out the bad stuff. Don't eat processed carbs. Don't eat refined processed omega-6 oils or sugars or dairy except for grass-fed butter, and no processed meats like deli meats. This also includes artificial sweeteners because they also make us fat and diabetic by messing with our metabolism and our brain chemistry. Avoid anything with sugar or anything that turns to sugar, especially all flour products like breads and pastas, baked goods, crackers, and cereals. Now, after 21 days, you can have real sugar occasionally. But like I said, think of it as a recreational drug, not a dietary staple. Next thing I want you to do is stop focusing on how much you eat. If you focus on what you eat and choose the right foods and the right balance, your body's natural appetite control and healing systems will kick into gear. Next, power up with protein. Things like nuts and seeds and whole organic eggs and clean animal protein without hormones or antibiotics. And I want you to enjoy fish, low mercury fish like salmon and sardines and herring and mackerel. And I want you to avoid tuna and swordfish, which are full of mercury. You see, protein helps you build muscle, and it cuts your appetite, and it speeds up your metabolism. Next thing I want you to do is eat slow carbs. These are healing carbs that don't jack up your blood sugar. So where do you find them? In plant foods, which are filled with powerful plant compounds called phytochemicals that have these amazing healing properties. They don't spike your blood sugar, and you can eat as many of them as you'd like. I call it unlimited refills. These are foods like broccoli and cucumbers and greens, peppers, asparagus. All these are the non-starchy veggies. And really, they should make up about 75% of your plate. Next, I want you to eat real food. If it has ingredients you can't pronounce, that you don't recognize, that are in Latin, or not something you use in your own cooking, then stay away from them. I mean things like pesticides and antibiotics and hormones and other additives to food like preservatives and dyes and MSG and artificial sweeteners and other Franken chemicals. If you feed your genes with the right information, they can program your body for effortless weight loss and optimal health. Now, almost everyone agrees with these nutrition concepts. Good fats, low sugar and refined carbs, good quality protein, and no junk. But then it gets a little sticky. Here are a few of the big areas of controversy that I address in the Eat Fat, Get Thin program. The first is dairy. Now, many experts, and yours truly, shun dairy, and for good reason. While some can tolerate it, for most people it contributes to obesity, type 2 diabetes, even type 1 diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer. And it may increase the risk, not decrease the risk, of osteoporosis. Dairy also contributes to allergies, and asthma, and eczema, and postnasal drip, and acne, and irritable bowel syndrome. Now, none of that sounds like any fun to me. The next area of controversy is grains. For millions of Americans, gluten, which is found in wheat products and products made with flour, creates inflammation. And that leads to autoimmunity, digestive problems, depression, schizophrenia, obesity, heart disease, dementia, and even cancer. It also contributes to weight gain and to prediabetes. And guess what? Even whole wheat bread spikes your blood sugar more than table sugar. You might as well be drinking a soda. And stay away from the gluten-free junk food. Gluten-free cake and cookies are still cake and cookies. Next up is beans. Beans are a great source of fiber and protein and minerals. But they do cause digestive problems for some. And if you're diabetic, a mostly bean diet can trigger spikes in your blood sugar. The next area of controversy is meat. Now, the upshot is the research on meat is fuzzy because most studies don't look at the quality of the meat. Is it feedlot beef or is it grass-fed beef? And some studies do show that red meat increases heart disease and death, but other studies show the complete opposite. You see, the problem with most of the studies is that the meat eaters ate more sugar and refined carbs, more soda and fried foods, they exercised less, and they smoked and drank more. Of course they had more heart disease and type 2 diabetes. But all that aside, there are many ethical and environmental reasons to downsize your meat consumption. Choose quality over quantity. Think of it as a condiment, or as I like to say, condiment. Eggs. Now, the bottom line here is that eggs are a great, low-cost source of protein. It's rich in nutrients, especially eggs from chickens that are raised on pastures or omega-3 eggs. They have no impact on cholesterol and are not associated with heart disease risk. Eggs are the new health food, and they're relatively cheap. Okay, now I want to share with you 4 special features of the Eat Fat, Get Thin program that can really boost your results. The first is MCT oil. MCT stands for medium chain triglycerides. Now, this is the fat in coconut oil. It's a super fuel for your cells, and it's burned quickly. And it's also a powerful brain food that helps your brain work better. And it speeds up your metabolism, and it burns off that belly fat. It's also awesome to boost sports performance. I use it before I go on a long bike ride, and I take about a tablespoon or two every single day. The second special feature is potato starch. And I bet you're thinking, hey, Dr. Hyman, really? White powdery starch? It's deadly, right? But there is this special type of starch. It's called resistant starch. And this resistant starch boosts your metabolism. It balances your blood sugar. It even fertilizes those good bugs in your gut that help you lose weight, and even promotes deep sleep. Now, why is it called resistant starch? Because it can't be digested by you, but it is food for the good bugs that live in your gut and that help balance your blood sugar and promote weight loss. Now, my favorite source is potato starch. You can take between 1 and 2 tablespoons a day to help with sleep and weight loss and keep your gut healthy. But I want you to start slow because it can cause gas as your good and bad bugs duke it out. Now, the third special feature is probiotics. Probiotics, or the good bugs, help optimize your gut flora and can help you lose weight. Get this, bad bugs in your gut cause weight gain and type 2 diabetes. In fact, now this is a little gross, but I'm going to tell you this. In fact, when scientists conduct fecal transplants and transplant the poop from thin mice to fat mice, or even thin people to type 2 diabetics, it triggers weight loss and can reverse diabetes. Now, poop transplants for obesity and diabetes sounds crazy, I know. And if it were me, I would much rather take probiotics and resistant starch. The fourth special feature is a super fiber called PGX. It's a combo of a Japanese root called cognac, no, not the kind you drink, and seaweed fibers. And it soaks up water and acts like a sponge, soaking up the sugars and the carbs in your gut so they don't spike your blood sugar or your insulin. And that's why it cuts your appetite and improves your blood sugar and helps with weight loss. In fact, one of my diabetic patients, she got off 100 units of insulin just by using this special fiber, and another lost 40 pounds. And that's why I recommend taking PGX before every meal during the program. Eat Fat, Get Thin is about putting the love and joy back into eating, about ending deprivation, about enjoying rich, satisfying foods without guilt. You can love foods that love you back. Fat is what makes food taste good. We're programmed to enjoy and thrive on fat. Bringing fat back into your diet will not only make you more fit and healthy, but it will also help you reclaim pleasure and joy in your relationship to food. So how does all this work? Well, the first step is all about the prep, about getting ready. You have to give your kitchen a makeover by getting rid of all the junk, or what I like to call the poison, in our pantries. Think of it as a treasure hunt for toxins and non-food substances, or food-like substances, that make you fat and sick. We like to think of these as convenience foods. But tell me, how convenient is it to be depressed and overweight and tired and sick and taking a bunch of prescription meds? The food industry has hijacked our taste buds, our hormones, our brain chemistry, our metabolism by encouraging us to outsource our cooking and our food. We need to take our kitchens back. And you can do this even if you've never cooked or don't know your way around the kitchen. When I helped with Fed Up, which was a powerful documentary about sugar and obesity, I went to the South, to one of the worst food deserts in America. And I worked with a family who was on food stamps and disability. Now, they were severely sick. They were overweight, and they never cooked or knew how to cook. They wanted to do the right thing, but they just didn't know how. Everything they ate was highly processed and made in a factory. By showing them how to cook one simple meal made from real ingredients, from scratch, and giving them my cookbook and a guide called Good Food on a Tight Budget that's from the Environmental Working Group, they were able to cook real foods for themselves. And they lost 200 pounds as a family. We are only one meal away from changing the health of America. We need to take back our kitchens. We need to stop outsourcing our cooking to corporations. Okay, so once you've rid your kitchen of toxic inflammatory foods, you're going to restock it with the good fats and real whole food like we've talked about in the program. The next step is to start the 21-day plan using the delicious and satisfying recipes that come with the program. Or you can create simple, delicious meals by following the list of approved foods. You will also need a few targeted nutritional supplements. You see, nutrients are the grease that lubricate the wheels of your metabolism. And they also cool inflammation and optimize your gut flora. I recommend a multivitamin and mineral, fish oil or omega-3 fats, vitamin D3, carnitine, which helps with fat metabolism, probiotics for those healthy good bugs, and magnesium. We can create a healthy world by starting with our own health. All right, so we've blown up our big fat myths. We've separated fat from fiction. You now know why you need to get an oil change and why you need to cut the sugar and boost the fat to speed up your metabolism and prevent and reverse disease. I want you to wake up every morning feeling good and enjoying life and what you're eating. I want you to wake up and I want you to give your highest gifts to the world every single day.
Plans, recipes, and easy-to-follow advice. Add to that the 21-day plan personal coaching DVD. Dr. Hyman will guide you through the Eat Fat, Get Thin program, all the way from getting started through transitioning out of the program. Now, it also features recent findings and thoughts on some of the biggest myths, beliefs, and lore of our age in terms of the foods that are good for us and the foods that are killing us. It comes with a companion guide that gives you a written overview, a detailed supplement protocol, and frequently asked questions. And you're going to get a 21-day meal planner with weekly meal plans, handy shopping lists, and bonus recipes that'll help keep you organized and focused. But that's not all, because you're also going to receive a set of compact discs with highlights from Dr. Hyman's Fat Summit. This was a series of conversations that Dr. Hyman had with top scientists and leading authorities, and you can listen while they talk about the myths of fat, the growing epidemic of sugar and food addiction, and how eating a diet rich in healthy fats can actually help you lose weight, reverse chronic disease, and be happy and healthy for life. And finally, you're going to get that downloadable ebook called Beyond Food, Other Causes of Obesity and Damaged Metabolism.
Right, I had a patient who came to see me not too long ago, and she was so afraid of fat. She was on low-fat diets for years. She was struggling with her weight. She couldn't lose weight. And I said, just eat an avocado, have some nuts, eat more fat, have olive oil, have coconut butter. She's like, no, I'm going to gain weight. I said, listen, just try it. She comes back 2 weeks later. I said, what happened? She says, well, I lost 6 pounds in 10 days, and I felt so great. I lost tons of fluid. All my symptoms went away. I'm like, what do you think? She says, well, I guess, I should eat more fat. She still had it in her head, and she couldn't. So that's really what this program's about. It's about helping you find your path back to health, to get the tools you need to really reset your system. Think about, how do you turn your body back to its original factory settings? You get rid of the bad stuff, you put in the good stuff. And this book is all based on the science of food. How to use food, not just as calories, as information. Because if all calories are the same, yeah, fat's going to be bad for you because it has more calories. But fat is different because not all calories are the same. And that's the big scientific breakthrough. For $20 a month, less than $1 a day, you can support public television, help your local stations be on the air, give you programming like this, which you can't get anywhere else. And for $20 a month, you'll get the entire program. That's the DVD of the show with 30 minutes of extra bonus material, Q&A. You're going to get the book, which I spent literally years researching with 500 references, going through the entire science of fat, giving you a deep drill down. And it's not just a scientific rethinking of everything that we have to do, but it's a practical set of solutions that's in the book. Not only what you should do based on the science, but actually practical step-by-step, day-by-day, week-by-week plans with all the tools you need to succeed. And it also comes with an extraordinary, unique to public television, personal coaching DVD. That's me, home with you, on your computer or on your television set, talking you through the entire program. Easy, because it's delicious, because you don't have cravings, because your body's naturally regulated. And it's such an amazing thing to see. I have patients who say, look, Dr. I know there's no way that in a couple of weeks I'm going to be able to stop my sugar cravings, my carb cravings. Like, I know I've had this my whole life, and you're not going to be able to fix it. Well, guess what happens? In the first 3 days, it's over. Why? Because you're really working with the brain chemistry very quickly to change the hormones and the signals and the neurotransmitters that are making you crave and be hungry all the time. So you don't have to worry about it anymore. And you're not in a prison. I call it a food prison, where you're stuck with these horrible feelings that make you want to overeat, or that make you eat the wrong foods. Instead, you're going to start to crave the right foods. And fat is the most amazing substance, because it works literally instantly to shift your metabolism, to shift your brain chemistry. And how do you know what fats to eat? How do you apply this? How to make it so it's delicious? It's all in this program. For less than $1 a day, $20 a month, you can achieve amount of health that you would not be able to do by seeing the best doctors on the planet. Because doctors, by the way, know nothing about nutrition. Most of the chronic disease we see today is caused by food, can be cured by food, and yet doctors know nothing about food. Well, that's changing. We're proving actually acts in Congress to get nutrition in medical schools. But until that happens, this is the way you can solve this problem right here tonight, supporting public television and yourself at the same time.
Now, we've just got a few minutes left, Mark, but let's just, for somebody who's still hanging in there, still vacillating, going, well, it sounds like this is a pretty rock-solid program, but